It's exactly what you think it's not. Doom, the 2005 action sci-fi horror film based off the video game from the early 90s. But before we get into it, make sure to comment on, like, and share this video, as well as hit the notification bell to be updated every time I make a new video. Like my Facebook fan page and support me on Patreon. Even $1 a month will go a long way. The links to those two sites will be in the description below, and as always, subscribe. Alright, let's get into this. The plot. A research station has become under quarantine because of a potential outbreak. So a team of mercenaries or soldiers or whatever are sent in to see what the hell is going on. Unbeknownst to them, a infection has spread and all hell is gonna break loose. So basically it's genetically engineered humans who have an extra chromosome in their body, which will either turn them into zombies or monsters, depending if they have good or evil souls. Okay? That just sounds like a crazy idea to have zombies and monsters in the same movie, but I guess it works. Kind of. A lot of people dislike this movie. It's mainly due to the fact that it doesn't follow the game 100%. From what I've gathered from research, because I haven't played the game, it's about a portal to hell that is opened. And there are zombies, imps, as well as full-fledged demons attacking a facility on Mars. That's not too far from what we got, but I can still see the aggravation. My main problem with this flick is how dark it is. And I don't mean like, oh, it's such a sinister, evil movie. No, it's just too hard to see anything. On my first watch, I was asking, what the heck is going on? On my second watch, it was a much better experience. It was at night, in a dark room, watching Doom. I could see much more of them. If it weren't so dark, you'd be able to make out some of the action a lot better. We get a slew of characters with different personalities and quirks. There's the kid, played by Al Weaver. This is his first mission and he's trying to hold it together. Not his face, just his whole persona. He's nervous. There's a part where he takes some drugs to calm his nerves, and you would think that it'll lead to something like a mishap or an accident. But no, nothing comes of it. He just discovered to be high. That's it. Still, you feel somewhat bad for him because he's being harassed by Portman, played by Richard Brake from Rob Zombie's 31. He is the annoyance that nobody likes. Even when he is being attacked by a monster, one of the characters, Pinky, just smirks as he watches the carnage on camera. It's like nobody likes Portman. Speaking of Pinky, he is the one who is monitoring the whole thing. You would think he'd have a larger role, but he's just sort of there in a few scenes. But what makes him stand out above all the other characters, except for in performance or character development, or just this one thing that makes him stand out amongst the characters, I should say, is he has no legs. He has no waist. He's just a torso and head and arms and that's it. The miracle of science, I tell ya! Carl Urban from Dread and Priest plays Reaper, who is the main character who doesn't have much personality, unfortunately. Still, he kicks butt for one reason. There's a scene near the climax where it switches from third person to first person. And it's a shoot 'em up, uninterrupted, for about 5 minutes. And it is awesome, glorious, gory, action-packed, and well done. The main draw of this movie was, and still is, Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson, other than it being based off the video game Doom. He's acting the heck out of this movie. He's so over the top and makes for an entertaining character. His character does do a complete 180 though, and it comes out of nowhere. And it is still a rather shocking choice, given the fact that Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson is such a big name, especially now. Other characters like Duke, the wisecracking character, and Goat, the deeply religious character, are memorable, but other characters like Mac, Destroyer, and even Sarah, who is Reaper's sister in the movie, are quite forgettable. Sarah, played by Rosamund Pike, who also played in Wrath of the Titans, overacts the hell out of her character. She seems like she's trying to push her lines out. I know there is something wrong here, and I'm gonna find out what it is. Her performance is so weird and forced. It becomes rather awkward and even somewhat annoying. Let's get into some more of what works in this film. The gore, the effects, this is rated R. And with a $60 million budget, that was a risky but wise choice. Even though it didn't succeed at the box office, I feel it would have made even less money had it been PG-13. While I feel it could have been a bit gorier, there are still some highlights. We get a decapitation, a severed hand, a lot of bloody bullet hits, and some more. There are a ton of practical gore and makeup effects in here too. The monsters are actors in full bodysuits. They look amazing. It's something we don't see enough of nowadays. The motion picture soundtrack, Clint Mansell, who also composed Requiem for a Dream, composes a lot of rock-orientated themes for this film, and they sometimes fit, but other times don't. There are some atmospheric pieces of music that really add a sense of isolation in the facility. They work nicely. The music is a mixed bag, much like the film in my opinion. This is an entertaining enough time passer if you can actually see it, like on screen. However, it doesn't feel like anything more than just a time passer. It does have a good pace. Most of the characters, all of the effects and pieces of the music work within this film, but it's got some odd choices. The lighting, as I said, barely works, and comes across as too dark to see anything in a lot of the scenes. A few of the characters could have been elaborated upon, or given more to do. The acting is over the top sometimes, and it takes you out of the intensity for that reason. Also, the BFG is wasted in this film. Not because it's unfaithful to the original concept art, that I am unaware of because I haven't played the game. It's because it doesn't kill anything. Still, it's a fun ride with cool effects, some good gore, and characters, and I'd recommend you give it a second or whatever number you left on seeing this movie at up until now. Chance. Overall, I give Doom a 2.5 out of 5.